Okay, I'm just pretending I don't have words. And the sun is rising. Uh, 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 oh, oh, oh. I'm getting mad at the street light for still being on because it indicates night, which I loathe, and interrupts the trumpets of day, which I love. And it looks like a trumpet too. Oh, which is confusing. Oh. So it's a good thing I have words. Otherwise, who knows what happened to people if they couldn't talk? Imagine what happened to us. We couldn't express ourselves. I think that is exactly what has happened to human beings. People can't talk anymore. So, what? We erupt into violence? I mean, we've put a ban on talking. Do you think human beings can even talk anymore? My channel, really, all of my work is just about talking. It's about breaking the silence. It's about like opening up a language that allows people to kind of talk in a way that they haven't been talking about things that are important enough that to not talk about them is tantamount to not talking about anything. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Da 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 da. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Nee nee nee. Dee 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 dee. Isn't that like 1812 overture or something? Boom 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 boom. Bang your head. Let your parents know you're dead. Bang your head. Should have seen me. I didn't see myself, but you should have seen me when I was like 9, 10, 11 years old. And my friend Josh down the street had a cassette tape of heavy metal music. And I guess him and his family listened to it. And he was like, and just sitting there, just went like, moving my head like this. This was my first response to music in my entire life would have been like, I wish I had a video of it. It was just like, oh, so cute. Cute little blonde haired, blue eyed boy who'd never had acne. Oh, right? Had never been raped or touched or molested, had never felt an uncommon thing. Just clouds and grass and puddles on the way to school. I never worried about how dirty my shoes were. Nothing to worry about, man. Except school, of course. What is school? It's like forcing children to worry about things that otherwise would have nothing to worry about. Right? It's like if there wasn't for school, you'd have nothing to worry about. Just think of all the worries that would go away if you took school away. I'm like, and every morning would be like na 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 na. And when you're 3 and you're 2, you have that. You get up, and it's not wrong. You're not a bad person. You're not lazy when you're 2 or 3. My days were very productive. I enjoyed it. The worst thing that ever happened to me was a sunburn. I don't like this. It's hot. It's cold. It's uncomfortable. And you sleep on your bed sheets, and you're just like laying there, and you're trying not to move. You poor little thing. I was burned. I was burned. My mama let me get burned. I should have had a t-shirt on, something. I was badly burned. I remember that. Now I tan a lot more easy, but oh, I thought like, yeah, I remember just feeling like how wrong that was. Like pain. Like I'm sure there's all kinds of pain. You want to start like, doing forensic research on what kind of pain human beings experience. I'm sure I'd already had lots of pain in the womb and whatnot. But pain in terms of the development of my neocortex, which basically just records, whatever the fuck you think you recall about your childhood or tells you about it. And it's like I've allowed myself to continue telling myself about the burn that I had. And in that sense, it was the first real pain I ever had that I can tell myself about in so many words. Other than, being abandoned by my entire family and the world at large. If I never had children, I would still consider the person I was at 3 my child. Because in his sky, and in his future, and in his ethers, and in his beginning, and in his becoming, is only me. I'm the only one responsible for me. The other people that I was born into a religion where I thought these other people, who I called mom or dad or uncle or grandma, grandpa, they had my back. They, like, for all intents and purposes, you might say that without me having to think about it, I would have been well to assume that these people had my back. And that even that there maybe is a book that articulated in the form of a law or some sort of noble writing or scripture exactly how much of my back they were supposed to have and what I could do if they didn't have enough of my back. You know what I'm saying? I'm 2, I'm 3, I'm 4. So a mom that doesn't change your diapers enough, or a dad that doesn't touch you enough, or say hello to you, or even care about your existence, and so forth. All those things would be like, I don't have to do anything, but I do need some things. And these people apparently are strong enough and smart enough to give me those things. And if they don't, then pretty much I'm responsible for myself. Still, right? So at 47, I have to take care of myself at 1. You know, I have to change my underwear. I have to wipe my bum. I have to, you know, what would I have to do? I have to be my own God. Like, Landon, don't trust any of these people. The feeling that I have of not being able to trust human beings, goes back into the womb. It's programmed into the cells of my body. I was born not to trust humans, right? In fact, trusting humans is what makes me feel insecure. If I had never had any expectation that I needed to trust humans, if I could have been born an animal like a puppy who after 3 weeks can be just ordered out anywhere, I would have had a more enjoyable life. Trusting humans is what makes life painful, right? Because look what you're doing. You're placing expectations on them which they cannot and rarely fulfill, ever. That is deeply brain damaging. Children should not be allowed to love their parents. They shouldn't be allowed to trust their parents. Their parents should teach them, I'm just a stupid motherfucker who got this motherfucker pregnant. You know? And we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Please tell us, because we don't even speak your little baby language, whatever the fuck you need. Oh, wait, we've got this entire fucking barbaric culture that goes back to Rome and Greece that didn't even fucking exist. And apparently, if we just do whatever we're trained to do, that's all you fucking need. And if you don't like it, then go fuck yourself. And you're like, I'm only 1. How am I supposed to understand all of that? Well, you figure it out, you little fucking whelp. And that's basically what babies get. Oh. So that, and I get rid of my. Did I upload everything? Oh, let's see this one, because I don't think I uploaded this. I will not cease from my wandering ways. 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 It's so interesting because I have my camera inside my wool hat, and there's a little hole in the hat, and you can kind of see outside. It's gonna be. I know exactly where I am right now too. I had to cross over all these logs and the snow, and my feet are wet. It's like. I want to kind of keep going for a second. Get across here if I can. Be careful. There's a really dry spot right there to lay down, but it's so cold and so wet, it doesn't really matter. So I thought I'm going to keep going. Okay. That's a big decision because it makes the decision between waking up shivering at night or not. I'm going to put this camera away for a second. I will not cease from my wandering way. So I'll upload that on the new channel. I will not cease from my wandering ways. I will not cease. This will be quick. Okay. And we can, once that's uploaded, we can delete all that. Good. Weather network. Let's check that out. Although I can kind of see it's going to be better than it has been. Snow's disappearing. Hopefully my shoes are drying. So it's going to go up to 6 degrees today. So that's good. Down from -degree weather. It's going to be amazing, people. Like, I know it probably sounds silly to a lot of people in the world, but it's Canada, and it's it's like we're in a very tight little, and it's going down to like minus something. We've had some snow, and now we're going to go up to 3. 10 a.m. is going to be 5. 11 a.m. 5. 6 degrees, which is going to feel amazing to someone like me. So what do we got here? Wednesday, Thursday, low. These are the lows. So oh wow, it's gonna warm up by Sunday hugely, and so it's just rain and cloud. Oh, that's as usual. Okay, that's no big deal. And what day is it today? Tuesday. So sunny tomorrow. Even though only a high of 5, today's high of 6, so that's good. The reason it'll probably go down to 6 and then down to 5 is because tomorrow's probably going to be more clear. I wonder how they figure that out. But anyway, it's cool. That's really good. I haven't washed my hair with any product, any soap, anything whatsoever since 2006 or 2007. So once that comes up to 20 years, I think I should do a video on like, I haven't washed my scalp in 20 years. Look at it. You don't see a lot of flakes or anything. All my life, I always had flakes. I always had flakes. Ever since I was a teenager, I had flakes, flakes, flakes. My scalp, no one ever told me, you don't need to use this shit, right? You're putting that into your blood, into your skin. Like, you don't need to use, look at my hair. It's silky, for fuck's sake. I mean, it's a factor of the hardness or softness of your tap water in a sense, but go into a river. I don't know if you call that soft water or hard water, what it is, but I have not used any shampoo. Look at my scalp. Like, I'll go into a shower, like a hot shower, and I'll just go like this with my fingers all over my scalp and just stimulate my skin and stuff like that. But it really does take care of itself, you know? It really does. The scalp can really regulate itself. It's amazing. And just think how many other parts of our body can regulate themselves. And what I found, another area that can regulate itself is kind of like my mind. So taking control of my sort of crown chakra and not putting shampoos on it anymore. So that those whatever metals and stuff, so they're not going in. And then my mind and my sight and my teeth, even my jaw. Like, I don't go to a dentist anymore. And I haven't had any problems in 3 years. 2 or 3 years now. You know, I still have a dentist. But this whole thing, I got out of the cavity religion. Because the only reason people go back is for cavities, right? And to get your teeth clean. But it's like, how come you can't clean your own teeth? And what really helped was having this dental hygienist who kind of told me a few things that they don't usually tell you. And she said, you know, you could just take some warm water and a toothbrush and clean your teeth. That's all it takes, you know. And but I now use toothpaste. I've used a toothpaste without a foaming agent, with a foaming agent, but doesn't have any of the harsher chemicals, and with essential oils. And I use tea tree. I used to do it twice a day. I only do it once because you can overdo it. And you just make sure you're basically doing two things. You're cleaning your teeth, but you're increasing the blood flow to your gums. You're just getting the blood flowing so that like it can do what it needs to do. And if I have a sore gum, the only thing that happens is sensitive gum. You know, like, oh, it's the gum. Like, that sucks. So you go to bed at night, put some tea tree on your finger, and just rub it on your gum, and go to bed. And it tastes like shit for like 5 minutes, and maybe after a few minutes you want to have a glass of water, and tea tree can't hurt you. But like I said, it can make you a little uncomfortable if you have too much of it. Nothing too serious, but it's like you probably will just stop putting it in your mouth. But you don't, and I just put it in your gum, put it behind your gum, put it in your toothbrush, brush your teeth with it. And sometimes it'll just take a night, sometimes it might take a few days, some days it might take a week. And I've had to come back and just a sensitive area and just come back to it and come back to it and come back to it. And sure enough, eventually it's just all gone. And it might be connected to stress in my life. And then when I brush my teeth, I said, this every time I brush my teeth now, it's like I'm going to the dentist. So I take more responsibility for brushing my teeth. I'm not brushing my teeth and thinking, well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go to the dentist and they're going to clean it one day. It's like, I'm at the dentist. And I want to bring a strong energy. Arr, arr, arr. You know, like, arr, my teeth are strong. My teeth are amazing. Arr, 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 arr. You want to feel good about brushing your teeth. You want to feel like, I can feel everything in here. It's amazing. Get that oxygen flowing. Right? This is a workout for your mouth. And then I try to leave everything in there for a few minutes, do some new things in the bathroom, and just let it, and then I rinse my mouth out, and then leave some of the, sort of the tea tree essence in my mouth. And it's been working really well. No problems, you know? And I don't even have great teeth. I still have baby teeth. My baby teeth, right? Which is interesting because I've kept my baby with me all these years. I still have the wisdom of the baby. And people treat you differently when you get bigger. I wonder if one could accurately reflect upon how one is treated differently as one ages and do a documentary on that. Like have a first person camera on a baby when they're in their crib and it's like, hello, oh, how are you? You're so beautiful, I love you so much. Oh, you did a poopy? That's okay. Oh, you just spit up? That's okay. And then you're 16, you're like, you fucking lazy piece of shit. Go to school, you little scumbag. Fucking learn how to earn a living and be somebody, motherfucker. You think this is your home? That's your home now. Those fucking strangers who all have weird hygiene and clammy hands and shit. You sit there and you fucking fluorescent or incandescent lights and you learn fucking subjects, 99% of which you'll never fucking need in your life. And learning them is shit anyway because it's not really giving your brain a chance to think for itself. So it's basically fucking sexually molesting you. Get there now! I don't care if you have any rational complaints to being tortured for socially acceptable fucking imperatives. Fuck you, little motherfucker. And the little baby's going, that's what I have to look forward to. And then it's like crib death. You know, if they see far enough ahead, they're just like, I'm going to kill myself. And your babies that have crib death, they're just fucking committing suicide because they don't want to be around you. Think about that. But there's hope. Schools could all burn down, and the Christian churches. I don't care about the other religions. I'm just worried about the Christians. You guys can all keep your churches because you don't fuck with us all combined as much as the Christians do. Let's get rid of Jesus. You know? Fuck. A hard man to nail down. It's like, why are you putting Jesus in drowning him? Oh, he was a hard man to nail down. Kept squirming. Kept squirming around. They should have a video game where it's like you I guess they have Hangman, right? Remember Hangman? Just put it on top of it. It's funny. There's they should have a video game for crucifying Jesus. And it's like you walk into a bar, maybe there's a guy named Jesus there. It's like, hey man, do you want to come and see fucking Pontius Pilate? You know, we can go party Pontius, man, if you want to. He's like, sure, okay. Why do you carry those that mallet and those 9-inch nails with you? It's like, oh no, Mr. Jesus, come on with me now. We've got a date with destiny. And you try to figure out how to nail Jesus to a cross, you know, and then you win the game, right? And then it's like you've got one extra stake, and he's already dying, and you look at his face, and you look at his loincloth, and you think, Jesus, according to Christians, like his suffering saves the world. So this is your one opportunity to commit a crime. You can kill somebody, but it's like the best thing you ever did. It's a complete inversion. And you think his torture is your gain, right? His pain is your gain. So you figure more pain, the better for everyone. So you get a steak and you put it through his fucking testicles and you go. At this point, Jesus is like this. He doesn't even have the will to complain at this point. He figures, shit, I'm Jesus. And if you're Jesus, if you're living it. It's like, if someone says, hey man, you're our Jesus today, you know exactly what that means. We're going to fuck with you. You better like it, because it's going to make everyone else feel better. Come on, Jesus. I think I know it's the most barbaric thing the human mind has ever dealt with at any scale, let alone on a mass scale. Christians are perverted motherfuckers. They're perverted motherfuckers. They're true believers. They have lots of sincere interest in helping people and the world to be a better place because of Jesus. And I've met some creepy fucking Christians. In other words, Christians that kind of go out on their own, right? They don't even need Jesus anymore. They've got their own fucking psychosis now. I remember one lady looked at me, and every time you talk to a psychopath, you can never tell them anything. She was talking about all her stuff, all her degrees, and that she was a Christian. And I said, so Christianity, to be clear, like that's where you believe that Jesus is, because it's the fundamental belief, right? In most churches in the world. Jesus was crucified and he came back to life, right? Is that right? And she looks at me with this maniacal grin on her face, and her eyes are saying, that's what you think. Like she knows something other than that, and she never told me what it was. It was, you see, like, it's pure insanity, right? And she told me about her fondness for having adopted children. I thought, oh look, the clock and my clock are the same. And it's like, you don't even want to sit near these people. What time is it? 7:40. I'm gonna go get my coffee. We're back in action. I realized my mom's place is getting freaking sunlight. What am I doing? Nothing. Put some toast in. Another day begins. What can I say? I'm just going to quickly make some food because I know if I make my food right away, there'll be no fucking excuses about not going outside, because I will be going out today. I'm going to force myself out the door. There you go. Oh, very good, friends and neighbors. Very, very good. Don't think that because your houses have been boarded up by my exertion of the kind of preeminent eminent domain over your happy times, that I do not care about your tender little minds. That there should be a veil of incredible and incorrigible wisdom, which does flow forth from my own pie hole with such unceasing and reckless abandon. And no, I do not want anyone to despoil me of the virginity of said pie hole by sticking anything into it. Rather, it is a one-way street. Christianity makes people moral cowards. Feminism makes people, I say feminism is just Christianity. It puts man on a cross. Okay? And it's like, if we stuck a stake in Jesus' balls, we probably wouldn't have had World War II. It would have taken more pain away from people. Doesn't it take all your pain away? Yeah, so there's some kind of sun happening out there. Oh, there's a fucking. Except for the thing is, like, there's the BC Transit sitting there. Menacing BC Transit. They are menacing. They started a war with me. BC Transit basically started a war with me. Yeah. It's like, there are many wars in the world. They're just one of them. But, many different people live at war, so you can find war just about anywhere. But I know that there are people in that company who don't like me very much because I have, unlike maybe a lot of their clients, boundaries, and I'm willing to protect them. And a lot of people don't like that when you have boundaries and you protect your boundaries. They want to do other things. All right. Good. We'll do a shopping tomorrow. Got good. We are on point, baby. It's like if I get my food done. Perfect. Oh, that cayenne pepper just cleaned it right up, man. Oh. Oh, it's nice and warm in here. Okay, we have the rudiments of some pot making. Some marijuana rolling. Good. I hope you've been enjoying looking at my blue ball, and that's my blue ball right there, and that's my green ball. And my green ball, as you can see, it is poised on top of the blue ball, right? So the blue ball, you might notice, is also bigger than the green ball. And you also notice that the green ball is green in contrast to the blue ball, the bigger ball, which is blue. So the bigger ball is blue, and the smaller ball is green. The bigger ball that's blue is on the bottom, and the green smaller ball is on top. Glad we cleared that up. Now you see this green ball? That's on the top. Okay, so that's uploading. I think we're doing okay. Okay. Sorry. Tank gunnery loading. Oh, he's getting the ammo. The deadliest garden in the world. You're going way too fast. Listen, I don't be able to. Oh, 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 goodness. Oh, oh fuck. Oh, yeah. Lovely. Mm. Oh, that's nice. Mm. Okay, good job. Why is the carpenter's pencil flat? I tried the FBI Academy. Do you think the FBI even really do anything? I wonder what all these people do. Honestly, like I wonder what people do. I wonder what we think people do as opposed to what they actually do. I think we'd be very surprised. I don't think it's necessarily all nefarious. I just think that a lot of people in their jobs. I don't talk about construction workers, for instance, like, but I think a lot of people in their jobs just look like they're doing something. I think the police are meant to basically within the ranks, I think they're meant to just be a deterrent in terms of like just be seen, to intimidate people into not committing crimes, because the police never investigate crimes. They don't care. Once it's happened, most of their job is over, which is to deter crime, right? So, and then of course the police are there to scare up crime, to stir it up. So, for instance, if I was a police officer and I came up to you and your friends and I said, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing here?" I'm not saying the police would, but they're even worse. And I got one of you to fucking push me or yell at me. Next thing you know, I got myself a little bit of crime, right? And it starts off what? Where does it start off? Where does all conflict start off? Is one person exerts a prerogative to do something to someone else, which they have some natural cause as an animal to think of as inappropriate or violent, but they are allowed to do that. And it didn't happen, it doesn't look like anything, and if you respond to it, then whatever you do will be considered violent. So the police basically get to initiate violence without necessarily being called on initiating violence. It's much easier for a police officer to initiate violence with you or me than it is for me to initiate violence with them. And that prerogative, much as we can even notice it, because it's strange that people aren't aware of that, is seen as expedient and imperative to the proper enforcement of our so-called laws, apparently. That people called police officers, predators really, are allowed to provoke human beings, right? And to walk up to them and not to treat them as innocent until proven guilty, right? If I had, every time a police officer come up to me and assume that I'm some sort of piece of shit, and that's not even the worst part, is that because I know for the most part they're doing their job, is that they approach all kinds of people this way. Anytime something happens to me, I think about how that would be for somebody else. So this BC Transit, they're at war with their customers, not just with me. And what happens to the police is, again, you might even see it as part of their job. They basically become at war with the people around them. They are at war. To the average person, the police are at war with them. You just get used to living in war with the police. You become okay with it as a social imperative. For the police, they can be a little bit at war with you.